Hello and welcome back to the Automotive Logistics and Supply Chain Red Sofa. I'm here with Daniel Harrison, Automotive Analyst with us at Automotive Logistics. But we really wanted to spend some time with Daniel because he's just recently completed some research on the North American automotive logistics market, on market size, trends, topics that will really influence the industry going forward. And we'll be sharing that with the audience here at Automotive Logistics and Supply Chain Global. But Daniel, with our wider audience here, can you share some of the top-line trends that you found in your research?
I guess the main key trend was that it's proven to be a very fragmented industry, and that underpins many of the challenges it faced, like lack of ability to invest in new capacity, new fleets, the transition to sustainability. So that's probably the key finding. But overall, actually quite a positive outlook in terms of the future prospects for the market and the new business opportunities in electric vehicles.
Talk a little bit more about that fragmentation, and I think we even heard on stage this morning Kuehne and Nagel mentioning being one of the largest players in freight forwarding, 2% of the market, I think it was. So that gives you a little sense. What if we broke down North America a little bit, what does that fragmentation look like?
So typically, the top 18 inbound players have about 40% of market share, and similar for outbound FVL. So a highly fragmented industry, and what we find is that makes it very challenging for the industry to collaborate when there's multiple players in the industry challenges of capacity constraints, developing new fuels, new technologies for green fleets. So all of those issues and digitalization as well. So it's a big issue that the industry is so fragmented. There's not just 5 or 6 key players that can collaborate and partner.
So when we look at a market that's highly fragmented and then has things like inflationary pressures, maybe on certain market factors there's growth, but maybe the growth levels out at a certain point, we might expect some of that fragmentation to consolidate. Is that something you're seeing and expect to see more of in the North American automotive logistics market?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there's already signs of consolidation with key acquisitions. We've seen the recent one with Jack Cooper and more transportation, I understand. So that's a key factor in all of this, and we expect further consolidation within the industry over the next decade.
Yeah. Okay. So definitely more to come on that. And what about factors like, so you mentioned EV and opportunities in EV. Do you see that driving growth in automotive logistics in North America, or on the contrast? Of course, when we talk about electrification, simplification of certain production aspects, reduction, obviously, of some legacy parts and components. Where do you see the balance of that in terms of the automotive logistics market over, let's say, a 5 to 7 year horizon?
Yeah, I mean, in the short to medium term, there'll be increasing complexity as powertrains there's multiple powertrains on each production line as OEMs juggle the two. But in the longer term, we expect, as you say, a simplification of this inbound supply chain as they focus just on electric vehicles. But although the market will simplify and potentially those supply chains will be shorter, there's new opportunities, of course, with gigafactories and the dedicated services that logistics providers can give in terms of warehousing, safety regulation, all of that. So there's a lot to play for.
Yeah. Okay. And you recently, earlier this year, we released your market report for Europe. Maybe just briefly, can you give us some contrast in terms of what you've seen in the marketplace in Europe in terms of automotive logistics versus North America?
Yeah, it's a slightly different picture in terms of what are the key challenges. But again, it's a similar highly fragmented industry. But I think bigger factors there were particular driver shortages in trucks, but also a slight difference between inbound and FVL in that region. I know there were some rail capacity shortages as well within Europe. But it's a slightly different picture in terms of there's quite a different set of companies. There's very little globalization within logistics. 1 or 2, but fundamentally a different set of companies.
Yeah, very interesting, Daniel. So we're going to be sharing, Daniel will share some highlights of his report with our audience here. We'll also make that video and presentation more widely available. And of course, soon we're going to be releasing that full report for purchase in automotive logistics, and you can already purchase the European report. So lots more to dig into in that. Daniel, thanks for taking some time. I'm sure you'll be writing a lot more about what you learn and see here at Automotive Logistics and Supply Chain Global.
Yeah. Thank you.